we go Tottenham, Spurs, Manchester City. Both teams trending up in terms of recent play. No manager on one side for one of these teams, but one team that just cannot stop getting scored on in Tottenham.
Yeah, I mean, this is a massive loss. So Antonio Conte, the manager of Spurs, had a gallbladder surgery, so he's going to be out for the foreseeable future. There's no word on that. And one of the main things about him that makes him one of the best managers in the world is his week-to-week preparation and how much time he puts in overall. They don't have that. That's massive. They've been struggling in general. They're facing Manchester City at home now. De Bruyne has returned. We see Haaland is still on this historic pace. They're pretty low on the money line. They've been hovering around almost even money. Depends on what place you're looking at. And last night, prior to everything being placed, Haaland with brace was at a plus 550. It moved all the way to plus 380 now. That's just a single bet. So if you were to parlay that Manchester City money line and a Haaland brace at plus 723, I mean, just insane numbers. And again, this is just kind of going with like, if you're not betting Giannis overs at this point in the NBA, you're doing yourself a disservice. Just like the same thing with Erling Haaland. Like, it's just worth a risk at the plus money at this point. He's just on a historic pace. It's literally the greatest season of all time. So in hindsight, if you're saying to yourself, oh yeah, that Erling Haaland season where he bagged 40 goals and it was better than anything we've ever seen. Oh, Dad, how many times did you bet on a brace or multiple goals in a game? Oh, not often. Wow, sounds like you're an idiot. I don't want to be an idiot. That's why I'm rocking with it. Like, seriously, like, I'm okay with losing with something like that. And really, I'm more confident in it just because of no Conte. I don't think it plays a major factor here with Spurs being at home. I think that's really non-negotiable for me in terms of like backing off of this. For me, it's just City's the better team. They obviously need a win like this against a top four side. The defensive organization is going to be lacking without Conte. So for me, this is where I do like them. And again, the loan of João Cancelo, pretty big move in terms of future stuff. If you're looking at Manchester City again, it's one of the best fullbacks in the world out for the rest of the season, technically, because he's at Bayern now.
That was a really loaded opening monologue you gave there, including just talking to your future kids about not betting on Haaland to score Giannis overs. There's a lot to break down there, but we're on the same page here. I actually looked it up. Spurs have lost 4 of their last 5 at home, and they've conceded 2 or more in every single one of those. So on that kind of same note, I like the money line. I like the over 2.5. And honestly, if you want to take, the over 1.5 team total for City, that's probably where I end up going, honestly. Like you can, if you want to just take the over 2.5 in the match, or even just, dumb it down a little bit, go over 1.5 to play it a little safer. I prefer to just go City over 1.5 at that point. I think that is something that is guaranteed to hit. There's no reason it won't hit. There's no way it won't hit. But in all seriousness, like you mentioned, City plays very aggressive. And it's a lot of things that at times what has been a suspect Spurs defense can kind of get beat through just a mistake or just sheer talent on that City side.
Yeah, exactly. And that's with Antonio Conte. We're talking about a tactical master, like one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL. Like, if you know they're not going to be a great overall team, at least you know they're going to bring that defense. That's not the case here. They're also not that talented at the back. We've been over this. I mean, we saw Hugo Lloris in the North London Derby, and we saw what happened with Bukayo Saka. This is just not a team that I trust, and they have the greatest scoring weapon in the world at the moment. So yeah, I agree as well with the team total over 1.5. Like, there's so many different ways you can go in this game that I really am comfortable with.